Everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Foundry. I'm JP here with Kylo and Sly, and today we're gonna be reviewing The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, with Robert Pattinson as the Batman. Guys,
What?
it's finally here. The Batman review is here. You know, the Batman. You know, the Batman. Holy shit! I waited so long to see this movie. Finally saw it, and I was so fucking disappointed by this movie. What the fuck, dude? I was going into this movie like with a lot of hype too, and everyone's like, "Oh, Robert Pattinson, he's gonna be terrible Batman." I was just like, give him a fucking chance, give it a chance. And I honestly did not mind him as Robert Pattinson. I felt like he had a very emo vibe that was a little bit hardcore, but I was like, whatever, whatever, emo boy, cool. Paul Dano was pretty fucking dope. I would say that the Riddler was like my favorite part of the movie, was seeing the Zodiac killer shit that he was doing. I'd say that was like the saving grace, and I'd say probably the weakest part of the movie was maybe some of the mob stuff. Definitely Catwoman, Selena Kyle, that relationship, that very shoehorned with Bruce Wayne. Yeah, I really didn't like that. Lieutenant James Gordon, the acting I think was like meh, and his writing was really weird for his character. It was just like, "You son of a bitch." Like, it was some Lethal Weapon, like, type of shit going on with that fucking writing or acting. I just, I don't know what the fuck, but I really enjoyed the detective work of Batman that he was doing in some of the crime scenes. I loved that. Andy Serkis as Alfred was neat. I feel like I didn't get to see a lot of it. I still got to say one of my favorite, our last reiteration of, live action Alfred, Jeremy Irons. I enjoyed him too. But as a whole, Kylo, what'd you think of Batman?
I thought it depicted like a very good year one sort of Batman. I'm not sure what the time frame for that would have been, but it felt very noir, but it looked like him starting out, whether it was him with the Mustang instead of an actual Batmobile, just this armored Mustang rolling down the fucking highway, or him having to do performance enhancers just to try to fight off and save people.
Yeah, steroid. That's a very good point. Yeah, I did not even think about that. Didn't you say that Batman in some versions that he took steroids to get beefier?
Just to have an edge on the criminals starting out. Yeah, he did a fuckload of steroids.
Damn, dude.
Yep.
He's fucking jacked over here.
No pain, no gain.
No, that's fucking. I didn't know that.
I thought a lot of points where Robert Pattinson was just roaming around as Bruce Wayne doing his investigating was kind of goofy though. Whether he was just following people on a bike or just strolling around in the rain, just staring around and stuff like that. But I agree. My all-time favorite part was that that Zodiac wannabe, the Riddler. It was very nice. Whether it was the traps. My favorite one was by far the dude with the bomb around his fucking collar. And he's like, "I can't talk. I'm gonna die no matter what."
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought it all came together really well. I think it's funny because you do actually get to see him in some parts of the movie where you don't think you actually get to see him. Whether it's a camera panning out and he's in a thing staring at.
Oh, so he's kind of hidden, like the alien South Park.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It is really cool. Even though
You mean Paul Dano is looking, or Batman is?
Right now I mean Batman. I didn't mean looking. Sorry. I think it was really cool how Batman it kind of showed out Batman was still kind of young and trying to actually adjust to a life like this. He's still a step behind the criminal, a very far step, and it ended up being something that cost thousands or so lives. But...
Oh yeah, that
I mean, you should mention the lieutenant thing earlier, by the way, John.
Yeah.
I found this to be one of the weird parts that didn't line up for the movie. How it's a year one Batman, we're pointing out. He's very inexperienced, very new to it. So why is he so fucking chummy with the lieutenants?
Yeah, he just he was allowed to walk into crime scenes and shit like that. That's interesting. I really
be where they hunt him.
Yeah, I liked that though, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't add up too well. But I did enjoy some of the scenes together of when Batman was gonna go head to head with the cops and they're yelling at each other. I thought that part was pretty cool, but yeah, that was weird how him and Lieutenant Gordon are really good with each other. Just a lot of the stuff was kind of weird. Penguin, what do we think about the Penguin, guys?
Highlight of the film. I thought he was really good. I thought he was really good. I thought he was very 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 good.
I really liked him. I thought he was pretty fucking good. Although I like how he wasn't like the centerpiece of it. He was just kind of there. You know, like that's how a lot of characters are in Gotham City. Although they are not like the pinnacle of Batman's attention, like they're still living their life and doing their shady shit, their shady dealings and stuff. And I really like that. I feel like Gotham City was a very alive and existing world just because a camera was on it. Like still stuff was still going on. I feel like that's one of the like better representations of Gotham City, you know.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. It was pretty good. Weird amount of motorbikes in this movie. I don't know. It's just anything with fucking Selena Kyle and Catwoman just involved. I was just like, ugh, like dragging on. It's so dramatic and just forced love interest. And so like Batman is following Selena Kyle around because she has information, or she knows people who has information and access to get this information. So he's forced to help her figure out where her friend is being kidnapped and stuff. But like just throughout the film, Batman does not even give a shit about the missing girl. He's like, I've got bigger fish to fry. I gotta find the Zodiac killer, dude. I've got to find Ted fucking Cruz. And he does not give a shit about this missing woman. And I'm just like, bro, like, if Batman doesn't even give a shit about this missing woman, why the fuck would I care about Selena Kyle's fucking, like, story arc? Like, I don't give a shit. I do not fucking care. And her whole redemption arc, she's like, I'm going to kill my father for raping my mom. And then she couldn't even, like, do it. She just, like, ended up kind of weak sauce. I like her whole redemption arc was just annoying. She was a very annoying character. And I feel like if you're going to have a character that's going to be on screen and who somewhat hinders the main plot, you know, that people want to, like, you know, carry on and get to the climax, you can't have her unlikable. And I feel like she was super unlikable in this movie. All she did was just get in the way.
I agree. Yeah, like she did that a lot. I mean, I think there were a couple of scenes with her that were like really cool and stuff like that, where she was inside the, I think it was the Iceberg Lounge or the one.
Yeah, Iceberg Lounge.
Prestigious
Yeah,
club, like doing that stuff. I thought it was cool. How like
44 below.
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. Some of those scenes were pretty cool. You're right. I did like how a lot of the people were like, they're like, I'm next. He's like, I'm going to die next. Zodiac Killer is coming after me next. I like how people were like actually scared of that shit. It was pretty good. It was funny. So what did you guys think about the Joker little crossover towards the end of the film?
I thought it was cool. Like it. No. Ooh, how that's like.
I gotta immediately.
No,
fix that
Kyler,
shit.
it's stupid. No.
I'm sorry, man. This was Bash Man, not Batman. The Joker cameo felt so unnecessary because this whole movie, as much as I didn't like it, I took this one highlight. Wow, they made a Batman movie without the Joker being a focal point. And then the very end, they're just like, let's introduce the most iconic villain immediately. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Plus, I'm not too fond of, like, having, frickin' Barry Keoghan or, like, the Irish actor from Eternals.
Yeah, Dunkirk as well.
Play the Joker. I'm like, dude, don't do it.
Yeah. I felt very weird. Towards the end of the film, I felt like Paul Dano and just the Riddler's, like, I felt like his case is very unsolved. I feel like we missed it or something. I feel like there was more of a mystery and still clues we had to discover. I don't know. It was just very disappointing at the end of it.
That was the whole film. Just like you're like, oh, we figured it all out, and then you're like, wait, no, there's another scene.
Yeah, I'd say I guess towards the halfway point, it just really fell off and got real dumb. And even at the end of the movie, it was just like, that's his big plan. It's just a mass shooting of fucking Redditors. Really? Like that's his fucking climax there. That's what we're doing. It's just that's it. I was like, that's so dumb. That's just fucking dumb. I mean, I was not a fan of it. I'm like, that's the best they could come up with. He's just like, hey guys, let's shoot these guys. Like, all right.
Say less.
Yeah.
So why I thought that was interesting to me, I don't know if you guys actually picked this up, but in a lot of the messages he sent out and a lot of the videos he did, he was mainly addressing the orphans of Gotham from back in the day.
I didn't know. Yeah.
It was the poor, the downtrodden, the people of Gotham that were just done, stuff like that. But it seemed like it was kind of focus more towards the people that were kind of like abandoned from like the Wayne Enterprises. I forget the bill. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
the orphan. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
Wayne Re and something, yeah.
So I don't know. That seemed like even more like an interesting moment because that sparked like an entire like a whole new like criminal empire, not empire, but like a criminal front of just like mass maniacs and like people who are just done. So like this is gonna be like its whole new thing, which is why I think it's interesting that the Joker's introduced now because like if he does actually, if there's like a movie after this and he does actually come out and like all this shit's gonna start going bad.
Yeah, you think that he's been inspired by the Riddler also, like he can relate to him? Like he's been abandoned and ignored and neglected by the city and the people and like bills that were supposed to help.
I'm fairly certain Batman already met Joker at that point. Like he was already abandoned, but like
Think they're friends?
Other issue. That's my other issue. It's like, wow, he's day one Batman and the Joker's already in prison. How the hell did we just gloss over that?
Yeah.
I forget. I hate myself that I forget which one, but there's a Batman or a Joker story arc or whatever. Like the Joker becomes a Joker because Batman like threw a batarang at him and like it like fucked up his face entirely. And, like,
Ooh.
and like yeah, he went into the acid and like.
So he created the Batman, or he created the Joker.
He creates the Joker in like a lot of them. I remember the one with the, what was it? He was like a mafioso, and then he killed this one person. It was the Mask of the Phantasm origin story. Freaking love that movie. It's the greatest animated Batman film ever. I remember he was like a mob guy, and something happened to him along the way, and Batman had a hand in it. And then yeah, the Ace Chemicals accident happens.
I think it's interesting. But you said specifically you liked that Joker scene. Why, Kyler?
It showed like the Joker actually becoming the Joker after Batman kind of fucked up. I mean, and
Yeah.
made the Joker like yeah, like he actually met him. Like the crime already happened. I'm not sure exactly how the beginning was supposed to be there. Hopefully they give us like a second film or something that shows like what exactly happened. But like
Yeah.
you actually see like the start, like this raw, the Joker baby. You know.
What if Batman 2 is a prequel?
That would be
That could be possible, right? Even earlier, fucking shittier Robert Pattinson
I'll be-
Batman.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll be pretty irritated with a prequel.
What? That means there won't be any Catwoman or anything. They won't meet each other.
That's
so-
actually a really good fucking point, but I don't know. When you have like kind of an extended kind of universe, for the most part, you want to see growth in characters. That's why you people tune in, and you don't want to go backwards just yet. But I don't know. I feel like they had a lot of potential, and they really maybe just kind of like lost motivation. We're like, well, fuck it, it's Batman. They just like stuck to the usual shit too much. They stuck like inside the box too much with a lot of the stuff when it came to Catwoman, came to the mob, came to like Joker. But like Riddler, like they did a lot of new stuff with the Riddler, and they like went out and above and beyond with the Riddler. I feel like with Paul Dano and with Oz as well casting like Colin Farrell. I feel like that like to get a pretty boy, you know, kind of a Chad to fucking be Colin Farrell, you know, like that's interesting. That's a good idea. But like other stuff, I was just like, it's just so in lane with Batman. It's like we've seen this before, man. And I just saw something earlier today where it's like Christian Bale confirmed that he would totally be down for another Christopher Nolan Batman. I'm like, well, fuck, so would I. Like, no kidding. Like that shit's amazing. But
Can't really compare it, yeah.
yeah, this movie was they went very very gritty. I mean, every single time there's a Batman movie coming out, someone's like, it's gonna be gritty. You know, every single DC fucking movie, it's like it's gonna be dark and gritty. This one is pretty dark and gritty, I gotta say.
Dark, not gritty. This one's
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah, I felt like it was quite gritty, just the way he was dealing with shit. Yeah, with him just fucking walking around, I could feel grit, which is the way he was dealing with people and his emotions of just like being a fucking emo robot. I felt like just Bruce Wayne. It was like such a hurt piss baby in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like usually you see like a charismatic pretty boy with Bruce Wayne, but he's just like. Yeah, definitely like year one, kind of younger Bruce Wayne. He doesn't realize that he needs to like honor the Wayne's name, like Wayne's name.
Appearances and stuff like that.
Exactly. He doesn't realize how important his father is to people, but important enough to go start shit over it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they went into some mob stuff with this movie because I feel like mob ties are quite ignored when mob ties with Thomas Wayne. I feel like that's always important. I feel like it gets kind of skipped over in a lot of Batman media, unfortunately. But in this, it just wasn't very entertaining, so I was disappointed by it. They tried though.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said they tried, but what were you saying?
That was one thing I was disappointed about. We heard a lot about Maroni, and we saw a lot of Falcone's men. We never saw any like actual mafia battles or anything like that between the two. Granted, there wasn't really supposed to be any because nothing really played out unless like Maroni found out that Falcone like stole his factory and his shipment and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
that's one thing I would.
Flashbacks as opposed to the Catwoman shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's always Batman 2, which is definitely going to be a prequel. We announced it and confirmed it. That's a joke. Okay. Well, yeah, it was just like at just towards the end of the film, I was just waiting for it to be over. I was just like really disappointed and just kind of like lost hope. And I'm like, well, I can no longer enjoy this movie, and there's nothing that's gonna happen that's gonna make me want to watch it. And it was kind of surreal seeing Batman like around like fucking FEMA, you know, like putting people in helicopters and shit like that. I thought like this is pretty wild. Like
That is really weird. That's I forgot about that.
he's just like clocking in. He's just like, I don't know, man. Like Batman's like, can I go home? It's like I've worked here for like 50 hours straight. I need to eat some SpaghettiOs in a can and go to sleep. Like he's about one day away from becoming Rorschach. It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, I want to say it's good, but there are some good parts to it. But overall, it just left me such a boring taste in my mouth, and I'd say that's fucking not great. And I'm kind of amazed that it got greenlit for a sequel.
I don't know. I feel like DC fans have been so deprived that they're naturally showing up and supporting because they're like, bro, just give us.
They'll just fucking eat anything. I feel like that's Marvel shit too, though.
It's Marvel shit in a different way. In the Marvel shit, it's like, yes, nom, 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 nom. I know this. I'm familiar with this taste. It's delicious, even though I've had it a million times. With DC, it's like, food for the poor.
Yeah, it's like I'll eat anything at this point. You're like, that's grass. You're like, I don't care. It's fucking like it's something. That's a very good point. Yeah. It is different, but it's just kind of just eating the same, not even the same shit, just eating shit, you know? And it's like,
I mean, yeah, all
like
these side character shows, I mean, it's like nobody asked for that, but are people going to watch them? You bet their ass they're going to watch them.
Unfortunately, no. You saw that they also released, like, they announced the Joker 2 or something. It's going to be a musical.
Oh, God.
And it's supposed to have Harley Quinn and...
Yeah, Lady Gaga.
Oh, God, yeah, you're right. Fuck, I really don't... I don't even want to watch that movie. Kyler, what do you think about that?
That's interesting. Let's see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. Does that sound good to you? You down for it?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? A fucking musical?
As you guys said, I'm starved. I'm.
Oh my God.
It ain't directed at you, man.
Man, you been eating good. What you talking about, boy?
like I love DC. Growing up, DC was all I ever knew.
I
knew
loved
nothing
Batman.
about Marvel.
Yeah.
I love Batman too. I loved Batman. I watched it every day. But as an adult, in terms of like live action media, we've been deprived.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And now just everything that gets released that's like DC related, I'm just like, what's the fuck's the point? I'm like, they're like, they fucking booked themselves, and like 10 years ago, they're like, we have the next 15 years of movies planned out, and they're still releasing these movies, and it's like, it doesn't even fucking matter, dude. Like, this universe is dead. It doesn't matter. All these characters in this universe aren't even fucking relevant. The actors have gone insane. They're fucking in weed farms in Hawaii, like, with stolen children, Shit's gone bad, Like, your whole Suicide Squad, they totally retconned it with the second movie in a bit. Like, slightly. It's like, this shit, like, just, I don't even know what they should do, but I know they've been doing a lot of wrong, unfortunately. Like, Ben Affleck doesn't even give a shit. Henry Cavill quit, I think. Zack Snyder's fucking dunzo. He doesn't give a shit anymore either. Aquaman 2's fucked because of Amber Heard as well. Like, like.
The Flash is boned because.
Oh yeah.
Ezra Miller.
Because he's fucking insane. Shazam is probably gonna be fucked over because Black Adam looks like shit. it's just like, what the fuck? So it's just like, yeah, I can definitely. I don't even know if they should start over. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's like, I don't want to see like another thing like started up, you know, of them trying to catch up to MCU, rushing stuff and doing it wrong because they just want to build some gigantic money-making universe. And I'm like, that's yeah.
Because you need to think about, like, when Iron Man came out, nobody had the intention of saying, one day we're gonna have like this whole freaking team show up, and then we're gonna have this purple alien dude in space be the big bad, and then we're gonna have like over 50 characters show up in the freaking final film. No one ever thought that shit. They're just like, here's a dude who makes a suit in a cave, and he just, you know, he's rich as shit, and they left it at that.
Yeah. Yep.
These guys, you know, they're playing catch up, and they're like, oh, let's just, you know, fast track that. And it's like, okay, well, what about plot development? And they're like, no, we just make 3 to 4 hour long films, and we hope that, you know, that's enough time for growth.
Yeah. Well, I really was hoping to like the Batman, and I feel like that it had so much potential, and they did so many things right. It's kind of baffling that they like still managed to just biff it at some points. And I think because of that, I'm giving it a 6.
I'll give it a 6 as well. I gotta admit, some of the combat was pretty nice. I did enjoy a lot of the noir vibes, like Kylo pointed out.
Oh yeah, that shit was class. That's the perfect word for it too, Kyler. Excellent.
I don't know. I guess being the Batman sort of connoisseur, I'd have to give it an 8.
That's fine. I mean, like, if you liked it, you liked it, dude. I mean, you explained why you liked it too, so like, I don't think that's a bad review for you at all. I think you explained perfectly why you think it's an 8, and I think we explained why it was a 6 too. You know, it's just we just weren't. I specifically was not into that ending at all. That last like 30 minutes, I was just like, come on, fucking end it already, dude. Like, fuck. But yeah, what do we want to meet? What, 7 and 7 for this movie, or what do you?
Yeah,
round it up to 7.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's the official Foundry review for The Batman. We apologize for us being a little late, but you know what? We are catching up with all these reviews and reaction. You guys are supporting accordingly. You guys have been fucking awesome with the support recently. Really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to check out some of the links down below in the description, and we'll meet you in the comments for some discussion. Let us know your thoughts on The Batman as well, and we'll see you guys later on the next review. Bye, guys.